Alright, today has been a very rough ride for me this morning. First off, I started doing this video and instead of pressing record, I pressed stream. I was streaming it to Twitch, man, and everyone was seeing all my dirty little tricks of the trade. But we're gonna try it again, the case of Joshua Young. The title of this video is Father Pleads Guilty to Murder His Son Committed. That's a treacherous title, let's see how it rolls.
Next, we're in Louisville, Kentucky, for the trial of 17-year-old Joshua Young. The teen's been charged with complicity to murder and tampering with evidence. More than 2 years earlier, Zwicker was found bludgeoned to death in a creek near where the teens lived. Now Young is standing trial and has been implicated through testimony from a cousin who claims Young admitted to the killing.
Man, this is some backwoods shit here, man. Damn. Stepbrother kills the other stepbrother, then the stepbrother tells the cousin, and the cousin tells on him. Not much loyalty run around these days, but it's murder. I mean, who the hell is trying to take blame for a murder? When murder's involved and the possibility of life in prison's at hand, everyone starts spilling the beans, even your family members.
But just a few months earlier, it was Young's father, Joshua Gouker, who pleaded guilty to actually carrying out the murder. After being sentenced to life in prison, Gouker appears in shackles at his son's trial to remind everyone what he told them already, that he and he alone was responsible for killing his stepson, Trey Zwicker. His son Joshua had nothing to do with it.
The man's already been sentenced to life. I mean, he has nothing to lose. Of course he's going to try to save his son. He already did his best to save his son by taking the life sentence. Can you imagine if the father really didn't do this and he soldiered it out for his son? How many of y'all fathers out there would take a life sentence if you knew your son committed a murder? Would you take the fall for him? That's a very, very hard question. It depends, man. It depends. Like, if I have a son and he ain't respecting me his whole damn life, he's hurting animals, growing up and shit, and then eventually turns into hurting people, takes someone's life, I ain't taking no damn blame for that young punk. He was a bad egg. I'll make another one. A good egg. You know, just because they're your son doesn't mean they're not a psychopath. I ain't taking life for no damn psychopath so he can go out there and do some more psychopathic shit. Son or not, I don't give a damn, but only this guy knows his son, you know? So if the tables were turned, you know, and he was a good kid and just got jealous from his stepbrother or something, getting too much attention, and snapped and took his life, something along those lines, I mean, yeah, I can understand how the father could easily take the blame for it, especially if he was like neglecting the kid and wasn't being the right father he should have been. He's gonna have a lot of guilt and he'll definitely take the blame. So there's two different ways to look at it.
Since arraignment court, I've told you I've done it. I admitted everything I've done. I've been sentenced for it, life in prison. Yet here I am going over this same f***ing story.
You're the mastermind, right?
I mean, you can call it what you want. It's not easy to be a mastermind when you're dealing with dumb people.
You told the judge that after you all smoked the blunt that Amanda fell asleep?
Yeah, she fell asleep.
And that you went out on the couch
Pure gas.
to play Mortal Kombat.
Oh, not the Mortal Kombat, man.
I don't know. I know what you're doing.
I know what you're trying to do here, make me look like a dumb gamer, okay? I love Mortal Kombat. Homeboy's practicing fatalities all night, man. You don't know what he's capable of.
You're trying to make microscopic little holes in the that I didn't even give a about 2 years ago. So how can I tell you the exact thing now when I really didn't give a then?
So he's right, though. The prosecution is probably trying to make little holes in a story so that Josh can be found guilty, to prove that this man is lying to take the blame for his son. Okay, that's what prosecution does. They are wonderful manipulators, and if I remember correctly, this is a Commonwealth state. I live in Virginia, which is a Commonwealth state as well, and I know what kind of ends the prosecutor will go to get a conviction. They don't stop. Even if there ain't no witness, they ain't stopping, man. Commonwealth pick that shit up and smoke your boots to the core.
After more than a week-long trial, Gouker's son, Joshua Young, was found not guilty of complicity to murder and tampering with evidence. But the story doesn't end there.
Oh, shit.
6 years later,
Homeboy got a 5-point star and a teardrop on his eye. Wonder who that teardrop stands for. Could it possibly stand for him taking his stepbrother's life? Because, you know, a lot of people get teardrops if they've taken someone's life. You know, depending on how they're shaded in and all this other stuff. But it could be, you know. And this guy, man, you could just sense sadness from this photo, man. Pure sadness.
6 years later, despite his father's confession, Joshua Young claimed he was the true killer in a detailed confession letter obtained by the news.
I murdered Trey Zwicker. I murdered him alone. It was not planned, it was not a plot, and there was nobody else involved in any kind of way, I think that's what it says. I acted alone, and my father's lies and him admitting to a murder he had no involvement in. Oh, man. I wonder what kind of evidence they had to charge the father. You know, probably had to have some kind of substantial evidence. But, you know, people, when they commit murder, I mean, that's like the ultimate crime. Murder. There's nothing higher than that, if you were to ask me. Some people just can't take it. The thoughts in their head or the last images of the individual that they murdered keeps playing over and over again, and sometimes all it takes is for them to confess. They feel like the only thing that will help them out in their mind is to confess. Why is that? The truth shall set you free. I ain't gonna lie, I've told the truth when I never wanted to tell the truth, and it felt good. I felt released from some kind of chains, you know, like at least they know now. And not only the thoughts of murder, but just the thought that your father took the blame for you. You know, that's the craziest part about it. That would be the thing that torments me. The only father I have, and he's in prison for the rest of his life because of me. I would be doing anything and everything I could to get him out of there.
News media. Young wrote that he was, quote, ready to get the raw and uncut truth out there, yet never provided a clear motive for the murder.
He was definitely probably jealous of his stepbrother. I can almost guarantee it.
Despite the confession letter, under the legal principle of double jeopardy, Young cannot be tried again in a criminal case for the murder of Trey Zwicker, after having already been acquitted.
Now, I know a lot of people might think otherwise with this, but when it comes to double jeopardy, I think there should be some mitigating factors at play. I mean, this guy confessed to the murder, but he's still walking the streets right now chilling. Everyone knows he did it because he confessed to it. And it makes a lot more sense than his father doing it. But at the same time, by law, he can never be convicted for that crime since he was found innocent already. Just imagine if he killed 30 people at one time, you know, and he beat the case magic. Later on down the road, he admits to killing all 30 of them. Nothing they can do. Isn't that a little weird to you? Let me know in the comment section below how you felt about this story. Do you feel as though the son should get life and the father released? Do you think the law of double jeopardy should be fixed or tweaked in some kind of way? Especially if someone is confessing to the crime years later? Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Please do not forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. Check all the links in the description of the video. Add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. And go hit that subscribe button over there on YouTube on my second channel, 23-in-1 Highlights. I'll be dropping some comedy your way today.